biscuits. E-voting to be trialed in LLG elections. Basil Jr. joins government. And government committed to subsidy funding. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Malcolm Waira. Thank you for joining us. Minister for Administrative Services Richard Masere has led a team to Australia to observe the state elections. The purpose of the trip is to understand how Australia conducts its elections and how PNG can implement ideas and technologies in its 2027 general elections.
Minister Richard Masere, before departing for Brisbane at the Jacksons International Airport this morning, told the media that the Australian government has been concerned over the process of PNG elections and they have invited them to observe their state election. He said the Australian government want to see that there are major reforms to be undertaken by PNG Electoral Commission.
So today our trip to Brisbane is more or less just a fact-finding, understand how they conduct the elections, the technology they use during the elections, and see whether we can be able to implement some of those advanced technology that they are using around the world in Papua New Guinea. As you know, Papua New Guinea is quite a challenging country, and it is important that we look around within our neighboring countries and see the type of systems they use and whether those systems can be copy-pasted in Papua New Guinea.
On Monday, the minister and the team will meet with the Queensland Electoral Commissioner, and Wednesday they will travel to Sydney to meet the Electoral Commissioner of New South Wales.
Particularly to understand the Smartmatic electoral system that they've introduced last year during the elections and see whether that system can also be looked at for us to use in Papua New Guinea as well.
Minister Masere said their trip is undertaken based on the instructions given to his ministry by Prime Minister James Marape to ensure that they undertake some major reforms in the Electoral Commission and to ensure to deliver safe, transparent and accountable elections in 2027.
So my ministry, since the instruction came from Prime Minister, and this came about as a result of the visit by the India Prime Minister Honorable Modi, who came across here in November of last year and indicated that India is ready to assist us in the biometric voting system for 2027. So we've also taken on board the recommendations made by the Parliamentary Committee on the 2022 election. And as a result of that, this trip now to Australia is all part and parcel of those recommendations that were made so that we can be able to implement a better election reforms for our elections in 2027.
Minister Masere told the media that early this year in May, they traveled to India and met with their Electoral Commission, an election development democratic institution where most of the India electoral officers are trained.
So we have also looked at the possibility that we might be able to send some Papua New Guinea electoral officers and electoral managers to go over to India and study the systems they currently use, particularly the biometric voting system.
Minister Masere departed for Brisbane accompanied by the Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soroi Eowe, the Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai and the team.
Meanwhile, Minister Richard Masere said the Ministry of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, ministered by Soroi Eowe, will do a trial of the electronic voting system during the upcoming LLG elections.
Minister for Administrative Services and Minister Assisting Prime Minister on Constitutional Matters, Richard Masere, said they have invited the Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs and his team to observe Australia's state election to understand the technology Australia is using in the state election before PNG transit to electronic voting system.
We we have invited the Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government to be part of this trip, because it is important that we need to start migrating to a more electronic and more biometric voting systems in order to protect our elections. At the moment, the way we conduct our elections, quite often there are a lot of questions.
Minister Masere said during the LLG election, the electronic voting system will be tested in some parts of the province.
The best place to trial it would most probably not the entire LLG election, but we could select one or two LLGs or even wards and see whether we can be able to roll that out and see whether the results could be greater improvements in the voting process. And if we see that that will work, then we will start working in that space to make sure that we migrate into that system. So,
Richard Masere pointed out that currently India is the leader in the biometric voting system.
We've had a look at their systems that they've got in place, and they are uniquely designed for India, but India are very similar to Papua New Guinea. We can be able to copy-paste that here as well. But also Australia being our closest neighbours, it is important for us to engage with them.
Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
Acting Secretary for the Department of Agriculture, Regina Nokunj, has revealed that the agriculture sector employs a large proportion of the population in PNG.
Despite the rise in unemployment rate in PNG, agriculture sector employs the largest portion of people, says the acting secretary.
Community where agriculture is part and parcel of our daily activities, we do not think as it being an employment. We just take it for granted as, it's the way of life. But it is surely the highest sector, the sector that employs the highest proportion of the people. 87% of our population sustain the agriculture, their lives and livelihood on agriculture alone.
Mrs. Nukundi revealed that the National Agriculture Plan was set to help people produce for profit.
And promote them to be able to improve the economic and produce for profit. So they are able to be income secure and to be able to make decisions, better decisions to those food components to make up a nutritious diet that they cannot get from their own farms and gardens.
Meanwhile, the Director of Food Security Brands, sustainable agriculture is essential for our future.
By adopting eco-friendly and climate-resilient agricultural practice, we save, conserve resources, and ensure sustainable and resilient food systems. Despite our progress, hunger and malnutrition remain significant challenges, as evident in the high level of malnutrition.
Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Sam Basil Jr., the parliamentary leader of the United Labour Party and member for Bulolo. The Education Department has revealed that there will be no more grade 8 and 10 examinations going forward. The Education Minister, Lucas Dekena, said this is a direct intervention to prevent the high number of dropouts in the country.
Minister Dekena said this direct intervention will retain the number of students starting at elementary to grade 12.
Every year we've got around 20,000 students who are stepping into the classrooms for the first time. Of this, we only have 30,000 students completing grade 12. So we have a big dropout system. And that's one of our tasks that we are working on to address. And that will be towards retaining all the students from the 120,000 students. We want to see the full 120,000 students graduate at the grade 12 level.
He said the science, technology, engineering and mathematics program will create space in the tertiary institutions.
Education has done its bit by way of the STEM. We're sending around 200 students out. The more we send students out, we create equal number of spaces available in country for in-country students to take up. Directing the Princeton would be to cut out on the grade 8 and grade 10 examinations. So if you're a master's degree holder and you want to teach elementary or at a primary level or down at the preparatory or preschools, you will still be paid at the master's level. So these are some of the reforms that we will be working on to ensure that we provide quality education to our students.
Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
Education Minister Lucas Dekena assured people that the government is committed to funding education fees in the country under its government tuition fee subsidy policy.
The Secretary for Education, Dr. Uke Kombra, said the government has met its commitment on the government tuition fee subsidy for this year.
So far we've received 600 plus 620 million or so. So that covers the term 1, term 2, term 3, it's all been paid. Every school is paid, and you would see that there are no complaints from schools like we used to have. That's a reflection that the government is meeting its commitment to GTFS. And also for the 4th term, we have already received 212 million kina warrant from the Department of Treasury, and we are now working with the Department of Finance to make sure the funds are paid into our trust accounts, and we will remit it to schools. So I can give the assurance, as Minister said, that as soon as the funds come into our trust account, we're going to pay the schools. So up to now, so good.
Minister for Education Lucas Dekena said the Maraperoso government is giving education the priority it deserves.
In terms of education, as myself as Education Minister and Secretary for Education, we are satisfied that the government is putting its money to where it matters most. Education is the basic foundation block for any society, and for this we're very happy. The Maraperoso government is putting education first.
Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy, start breakfast. Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections.
Toys as a child, we believe that every small business deserves a chance to build and grow. That's why we offer asset financing.
Chance to building something new, to see a different point of view. With money plus we're ready to go.
Mipla Halivim Wari belong you.
For generations, our families have enjoyed the fresh taste of Vesta from our very own waters. Healthy, tasty, and made by our people for our people. Vesta continues to be the pride of PNG because we make sure that all the goodness from our oceans remains in our hands. Vesta, PNG's premier household brand.
The stories about Papua New Guinea we hear are very much rooted in old stereotypes, and I thought I wanted to tell a more contemporary story of the island. Yeah, we wanted to make a world record, the world's first circumnavigation of New Guinea Island in a traditional sailing canoe.
That's on Monday night.
You're watching National EMTV News. Jiwaka Provincial Women's Council convened in Minj today to present their work plan and programs to the Jiwaka Provincial Government, seeking funding to support women's initiatives in the province.
Mrs. Maria Mack, President of the Women's Council, emphasized the vital role women play in society and nation building, urging the provincial government to back activities led by women. Minj Town Mayor Mr. Simon Ernst Tumun received the proposal on behalf of the provincial government and praised the contributions of women to development. Mayor Tumun acknowledged the peaceful demonstration by the women and assured them that their proposal would be presented to regional member Simon Kaiwi and the Provincial Executive Council members. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Lavagirl, the popular brand of Mako gifts, celebrated its 10 years anniversary with a fashion show at the APEC House last night.
Inspired by Mount Tavurvur in East New Britain province, brand owner Annette Sete said this year it's celebrating 10 years of bold colors, intriguing patterns, and the incorporation of traditional prints and designs of her heritage of East New Britain and East Sepik province. Walking the runway were Lavagirl models, which walked the brand designs, showcasing its origin.
The print that we wanted to showcase today for this chapter is about the place, but also about the people. So the print that we're showing it's about lava and all the beautiful colors, the bright, bold colors that come out of lava, but also about telling this story about our brand.
The designs walked out were how the power of fashion tells a story. Showcasing another inspiration was the Tolai's traditional money called tabu, which is used in many of the Mako Gifts products. Followed was coconut, incorporated in fashion.
We spent a lot of time growing our business and building the brand on social media. That was one of the things that really stood out for us, is able to tell our story online. And we got recognized for a lot of things, not only pushing business and pushing sales, but also inspiring other people to do it.
Recognition was then seen as an inspo that Ms. Sete used to design a line of clothing. The anniversary ended on a high note, showing a decade of success for Lavagirl. Claire Mauta, National EMTV News.
Deputy Chairman for Body of Christ, Michael Wilson, has called on the government to make a special program for missionaries in PNG during the country's 50th anniversary. He said missionaries are the ones who set a strong foundation in terms of service delivery before the government.
Our southern region
Pastor Wilson stressed that missionaries have set a strong foundation for country's development.
And then they built what we call the provincial headquarters and what we call the district headquarters. Even Papua New Guinea, all can make him good lot of talk like all good talk ne siran good na kaman can be. So if they any person to be going to honor, these are the special time to honor this kind of.
He urged the government to continue its effort in PNG.
On the eve of our 50th anniversary, I say this to our government. Please, when we celebrate our 50th anniversary, don't forget the missionaries okay. Our special program must be made for the missionaries who arrived in Papua New Guinea, who built this place. Don't leave them out. You will make the biggest mistake by leaving them out. We will celebrate the history of our missionaries as we journey through the next 50 years. We must recognize the guys who did so much work as much as others did.
Pastor Wilson further added that missionaries played a vital role in PNG, especially before independence.
If the missionaries were not here, we would not be where we are. We traveled 50 years because of the work of missionaries. Therefore, it is fitting, I appeal to the government and to the church.
Urge the church leaders not to compromise with politics.
The church must maintain its high standard. The church must be pure, must not be compromised with politics. The church must be independent. Your purity is special. And there's a purity of God. It must be there. Politicians, we don't get ourselves mixed with you. Of course, that does not mean I'm wicked. I might have a level of righteousness in me. But you are the bearers of the covenant. You know, like the
United Church in Port Moresby today celebrated its annual 2024 Thanksgiving event.
Hola United Church grounds came to life with singing and dancing as congregation members came out in their different ministry arms and language groups to present their envelopes of contribution.
Thank you, congregation.
The chairman of the congregation, Major Caleb, further elaborates on the significance of the event.
Let's welcome them.
Our support comes from our people. Our bank is our people. When they open their hands, our church moves. So that's what we do in the United Church throughout the country. We do an annual bobo. We call it the bobo, which is the Thanksgiving, where we always come together to give to God what God has given. Of course, you cannot outgive God, but we give a portion of what God gives us, and this is a day. So it's the United Church in the whole of Papua New Guinea. We do this yearly. So it doesn't mean necessarily just money only. It means everything that you have. And as Christians, we know that as we give ourselves to God, then we'll be able to give everything to Him, so that then God can be able to, we can do the will of God in our lives.
Sharing the same sentiments was chairman of Hola United Church.
What the church does here, if you look around, as Vice Secretary was saying, all these assets we have built, they come from the heart of the people. The people give to us, and then we manage the funds, and we improve the facilities around here. Hola United Church has been very fortunate to have members who contribute immensely towards the church, so that the administrators can use the funds accordingly. We normally have a budget of about 120,000 annually. And that comes from our daily takings from the Sunday morning services.
The church's operations, administration and projects run sole on the contributions of the congregation and its members. Esther Gane, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections, and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
At IPI Catering, we understand the intricacies of the environments in which we work, providing innovative, fresh and creative catering solutions. Our experience and commitment is a winning combination, delivering great food anywhere and anytime. IPI Catering, part of the IPI group of companies.
It's October Best at Theodist. Everyday low price. Everything you buy comes with 1-year warranty. And guess what? We have discounted prices with our printers, monitors, and laptops at POM, Lay, and Hagen. Check the retail shops for more details. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Terms and conditions apply. Theodist, proudly serving you for over 50 years.
They one time by me Platinum House.
Making Diliman House belong family belong you come true.
William House wants a roots rice. 4 houses, 4 winners nationwide. Buy him one the 10 kg roots rice, find him ticket inside the bag, enter him all details belong you, na drop him inside long entry box long or participating store close to long you. So buy now. Terms and conditions apply.
For generations, our families have enjoyed the fresh taste of Vesta from our very own waters. Healthy, tasty, and made by our people for our people. Vesta continues to be the pride of PNG because we make sure that all the goodness from our oceans remains in our hands. Vesta, PNG's premier household brand.
Come with us as we show you how to grow vanilla. In this episode, we take a look at vanilla block preparation, looping and maintenance, the drying process, bean grading, sun drying, vanilla products, and storing beans.
7:30 p.m. tonight, right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
You're watching National MTV News. Moving to overseas news, beaches throughout Sydney's eastern suburbs are reopening for the weekend after the discovery of tar fragments along the shoreline.
Life is returning to the ocean front across the Randwick Council area after restrictions were lifted on 5 beaches across Sydney's eastern suburbs this morning. Beachgoers at Coogee have been swimming and enjoying the sun after the beach was closed for 3 days due to the discovery of tar spheres washing ashore on Tuesday afternoon. Gordons Bay, Clovelly, Malabar and the north end of Maroubra Beach were also closed to the public throughout the week, while Bondi, Bronte and Tamarama beaches were closed out of precaution. However, test results have indicated that the tar balls, which have now been cleared from the beaches, are not toxic to humans. The debris was made up primarily of fatty acids consistent with chemicals found in cleaning and cosmetic products, as well as fuel oils. They're advising the public not to touch the spheres and to wash their hands with soap and water or baby oil if they do. Authorities are yet to determine the cause of the phenomenon, but say that the beaches are safe to swim in. A welcome announcement for the public ahead of a sunny weekend in the eastern suburbs.
A year ago around this time, Western Australia recorded its first death in the Juvenile Detention Centre.
Why don't you care? Why wouldn't you care?
Why aren't we looking at progressive countries?
What will it take to change the situation for these children?
Cleveland Dodd spent the past week in a critical condition in hospital after attempting to take his own life. He died yesterday evening.
Dear Father, we have laid to rest Cleveland.
I'm blaming the government. If they don't give us the money, if they don't say we're going to change the face of youth justice in Western Australia, nothing changes.
Tonight, grief, frustration and anger over the death of another juvenile in detention, sparking urgent calls for change.
Clearly, a failure has taken place because someone has lost their life. I have more confidence than ever before in terms of the way we are managing our juvenile detention facilities.
It's clear from every single study done that if we intervened earlier, if we assessed these children earlier, if we put them into a therapeutic program, they would not reoffend. Unless we know what's wrong with these kids and what their capabilities are, what their brain damage is, there's no way we can help them.
It's a failure of their behaviour. They're deemed to be dangerous to the community, which is why they're in detention. There's no pixie dust or magic wand that stops them from being that person immediately upon incarceration.
Scotland worked for 2 years to actually close down all the youth detention, and they did this by adopting a public health approach. Why can't we do that?
Why haven't you taken notice of the Aboriginal expertise, which could actually, once implemented, make a huge difference to the outcomes for these children?
Why wouldn't you understand the unfairness and disadvantage they've lived from the beginning and never had a chance?
The conditions, the service delivery, the safety, primarily the safety of the staff and the juveniles in detention has massively improved since the Premier and myself took on the role last year.
Premier Cook, we need to change the whole way of looking at this. Are you going to listen? Are you going to listen and do better?
The demand for wool has slumped, leaving farmers struggling over low prices and increase in production costs.
A mob on the move and the electric hum of shearing. It's spring in the northern tablelands of New South Wales. But for Dave Garrahy, who's been working in shearing sheds across New England for close to 40 years, this season isn't unfolding as hoped.
Work's drying up really fast. I've talked to a couple of contractors in the last week who are all on the same page as what I am. They've seen, noticed their work's drying up, things are getting quieter, and the volume of work's not there.
On the other side of Walker, Katrina Bloomfield has been crunching the numbers.
In 1971, we were getting about $20 to $30 a head for our wool. And at the moment we're getting $50 to $60, so it's only doubled what we were getting in 1971, whereas a steel post, I think, cost 30 cents back then, and now they're $8.
A stud and wool producer, she runs close to 8,000 sheep, and some cattle too. Wool prices for farmers today are close to where they were a decade ago. And the latest forecast suggests the amount of wool produced in Australia this year will fall by 10% to 285 million kilograms.
The community of Lake Nash on the Northern Territory and Queensland border has sprung back to life after it was cut off by floods for the past 2 years.
As sunrise breaks, ringers are saddling up for another long day. With 1.2 million hectares and 65,000 cattle, This property on the Northern Territory Queensland border is a long way from just about anywhere.
I remember driving out here for the first time and it's just flat for as far as the eye can see. Felt like you're looking at the end of the world a little bit.
This is Lake Nash, one of the country's largest cattle stations. And for this group of adventurous school leavers, it's a transformative experience.
Everyone who comes up here leaves a different person. I'm unrecognisable from the person I turned up as and the person I am today.
And you see each other every second of the day. You wake up, you shower with them, eat breakfast, lunch and dinner, and you're working with them too. It's just crazy.
On today's list of chores, mustering thousands of cattle for transport. It's not just by land. In this vast expanse, a bird's eye view gives some perspective. 18 months ago, this station looked completely different.
A wall of water just coming straight for us. And we spent a lot of effort getting everything onto higher ground, making sure all our crew were safe.
Heavy rain caused the once dry Georgina River to flow and then peak. Flood waters swept through the station and surrounding landscape.
It was surreal. It just came up so slowly every hour, just a bit higher and a bit higher.
Staff were evacuated to higher ground, but the station and nearby Aboriginal community were cut off by road for nearly 4 months. Another flood this year left the station and community isolated once again.
I definitely felt like it was a little bit isolating. First couple of months of being here and just like not having that access to a big town even though it's a few hours away.
The floodwaters have now receded, leaving a transformed terrain teeming with life.
It's almost become normal to see it so green and to have the river still. You know, we water ski on it and some years you can't put the boat in it at all, and this year we've been skiing on it for months.
There is growing concerns that Australia could become a dumping ground for low-quality electronics.
Well, today at this repair cafe at the Grove in Brisbane, we've got knife sharpening, we've got bicycle servicing, we've got mending, we've got electrical repairs, electronic repairs, we've got mechanical repairs. John's fixing a clock here. We've got leather repairs and also jewellery repairs. So it's pretty much a bit of everything today. This is the 15th year to celebrate the birthday of the Repair Cafe movement, which started in Amsterdam by Martine Potsner, who really wanted to provide an avenue for the community to come together to help people save money, but also to repair the goods that we know are breaking too soon. So the Repair Cafe movement was born. We have over 3,000 now in the world, and we have 112 in Australia. So every weekend around Australia, volunteers come together to help people fix their broken items, saving money and reducing landfill, really. Yeah. It's a fantastic movement. Well, what we've seen is, particularly with our electrical and electronic devices, is increasingly, as they're becoming smarter goods with lots of conveniences, we know that they're not easy to fix anymore. In our parents' generation, you could fix a kettle or a toaster by simply unscrewing them. But all of our clever coffee machines or stick vacuums, we are not able to get access to not only the spare parts, but the repair information and also sometimes the software that we need to keep those goods in use. So the Right to Repair movement is all about making repair more accessible and more affordable and rebalancing that relationship between the manufacturers and the people who own the goods so that we can repair them and maintain them and keep them in use for longer.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Rukai Sports. Stay with us.
Accept the challenge. Choose PNG's favorite purified bottled water. True Wara, 100% PNG made.
Proudly bottled by Paradise Foods.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections, and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic, and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport, to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI Group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
It's October Best at Theodist. Every day low price. Everything you buy comes with 1-year warranty. And guess what? We have discounted prices with our printers, monitors, and laptops at POM, Lay, and Hagen. Check the retail shops for more details. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Terms and conditions apply. Theodist, proudly serving you for over 50 years.
Remember the joy of playing with your toys as a child? At Morning Plus, we believe that every small business deserves a chance to build and grow. That's why we offer asset financing.
Now chance to building something new, to see a different point of view. With Money Plus we're ready to go.
Mipla Halivim Wari Belong You.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Hi, I'm Jalen Dangi. Join me weekly at 7 p.m. every Tuesday nights on House and Home as we talk about pet care, health and fitness, home improvement ideas, feature stories, pick a book, Atok Man, and everything to do with home and lifestyle. That's House and Home, 7 p.m. Tuesday nights on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. PNG Kumuls have beaten the Fiji Batis in a tough match where the Kumuls were deemed victorious with a 22-10 win in the Pacific Bowl Championships at HFC Bank Stadium in Suva, Fiji.
With the win in favour for PNG, it was a frustrating night for Fiji, whose halves struggled with their last tackle options where William Kikau was guilty of 2 intercept passes to a runaway winger, Robert Derby. Sylvester Namo charged over from close range with some fancy footwork as Papua New Guinea took a commanding 16-0 lead into the break. Papua New Guinea stunned Fiji Bati with a win of 22-10. Kumul coach Jason Demetrio said it's been a crazy 10 days for the split squad, who just wrapped up the Prime Minister's tat-in, and having other teammates fly in, the team hadn't been able to get together as a team, so what they've done over the last 4 or 5 days is special, and the team didn't lack the passion and was shown in last night's game. Former Dragons player Nene McDonald came up with a brilliant solo run to put replacement hooker Judah Rimbu over and extend the Kumuls' lead. Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
The KMHL Enga Mioks claimed the 2023 Melanesian Cup Championships after defeating the Saru Dragons 40-16 at the HFC Bank Stadium in Suva, Fiji. The match played ahead of the opening Pacific Bowl Championships match between Fiji Bati and PNG Kumuls. The Melanesian Cup challenge was not played last year due to administrative and logistics issues. However, it made a comeback this year with the 2023 PNG NRLT winner Enga Miox taking on the Fiji Rugby League competition winner Saru Dragons. The 2024 PNG NRLT winners, the Mount Hagen Eagles, might play the champion team of Fiji next year in 2025. The Melanesian Cup is an annual rugby league competition between the winners of a major competition in PNG and Fiji. True Kai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
For generations, our families have enjoyed the fresh taste of Besta from our very own waters. Healthy, tasty, and made by our people for our people. Besta continues to be the pride of PNG because we make sure that all the goodness from our oceans remains in our hands. Besta, PNG's premier household brand.
At IPI Catering, we understand the intricacies of the environments in which we work, providing innovative, fresh and creative catering solutions. Our experience and commitment is a winning combination, delivering great food anywhere and anytime. IPI Catering, part of the IPI group of companies.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections, communities will get faster speeds and wider coverage, and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. Plus, everyone will benefit from onshore storage that brings browsing home. It's all part of our ongoing billion kina nationwide investment. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
The stories about Papua New Guinea we hear are very much rooted in old stereotypes, and I thought I wanted to tell a more contemporary story of the island. Yeah, we wanted to make a world record, the world's first circumnavigation of New Guinea Island in a traditional sailing canoe.
That's on Monday night.
They wanted time by me plantation house.
Making Diliman House belong family belong you come true.
William House wants a roots rice. 4 houses, 4 winners nationwide. Buy him on the 10 kg roots rice, put him ticket inside your bag, enter him all details belong you, na drop him inside long entry box long or participating store close to long you. So buy now. Terms and conditions apply.
You're watching True Kai Sports. Member for North Wagi, Benjamin Moole, has presented a cheque of 150,000 kina to 3 rugby league competitions in the province yesterday. These leagues are Nondugug, Kimil and Buns Rugby League.
The member presented a cheque of 150,000 kina to the 3 presidents of the rugby leagues in Buns Town.
Price fraction 50,000, and debt price fraction 25,000.
The 3 rugby leagues are affiliated with the Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League.
50,000 for female, 50,000 for bands, 50,000 for non-good. Now,
Mr. Mool urged all youths to refrain from illegal activities that can destroy their lives.
now I'm grown up. Me rasun komi, me rasun wara mobot na. Looking for him living street na but me looking there. This time me make him time. Me looking kangen man lo yakan. Na me les lo mangi ibla by all steam na. Running more customer ko bega. And chance you can one time. So na me put him ibla lo sport. Ibla play sport na 60% ibla. Na la mo man kam lo pass down na you mix him with them because you mix him so kan by you na ko lo put you by na ko lo mix, you by na ko lo again. You by na ko lo ko never team. Pass you miga. So hey Blomi na asking the Blomi. You love non-good, you love bounce, you love timid, you love not working. Nami one la post billa. Bila bila masih sepasen. Ada lagi players or milu samla ila kanta, samla ila leaders tu ila stablo ground. On the ground na ila lulu kem putla. You say all mangi system na drag na all like bagravi etim. Ini me yukan isani emada. So now I'm also looking for you by put him all inside the sport na find rugby ball na find chasing na put him money na.
He said rugby is a physical body contact code and a disciplined sport, and players must be serious and be physically fit to see progress.
Lusim still, lusim drive. Exercise, play, come up strong man. Now you must look at me. Alan, when the man like up at me, you must stop strong man. Look. Yes, sir. Look at me. Nobody likes some still and drive go, but nothing now. You want by can't get me.
The member went on to state that rugby has already become a multi-million-dollar industry that creates great opportunities and pathways, and so youths in the district must be diligent and passionate about it to be great rugby ambassadors in the district. Mr. Mool assured the youths that more funding will be allocated to support the affiliated leagues' department programs. He set aside 175,000 kina for the Benjamin Mool Cup that will take place during the Christmas period. Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
They one time by me Platinum House.
Making Dinaman House belong family belong you come true.
Whittam House wants a roots rise. 4 houses, 4 winners nationwide. Buy him on the 10 kg roots rice, find him ticket inside your bag, enter him all details belong you, na drop him inside long entry box long or participating store close to long you. So buy now. Terms and conditions apply.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI Group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
Get ready for the biggest Gala League and Win promotion ever! Gala is sharing the love with even more prizes and more winners nationwide. All worth a whopping 300,000 kina. Prizes are for grabs include iPhone 15s, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultras, electric scooters, DJI drone, and the list goes on. Buy your favorite Gala stick ice cream. Check the stick for a winning prize, and if you're lucky, call 73211 217 to claim your prize. 8 November 2000. Terms and conditions apply.
Unforgettable.
The mystery surrounding the murder of a teenager
That's what you are.
forces Detective Cormac to dig into the past
Unforgettable.
and find the killer. Or will he?
That's how you'll stay.
Black Snow, 9:30 p.m. Tuesday, right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Come with us as we show you how to grow vanilla. The journey of vanilla farming begins with a deep connection to the land. It's about preparing the very foundation for the growth of this valuable cash crop. Come with us as we show you how to grow vanilla for improved quality, production, and livelihood success.
7:30 p.m. tonight, right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known. There is more to what the future holds. You me holy man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The weather report for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City mostly fine to partly cloudy, Dauro mostly fine, Kerama periods of rain and possible thunderstorms, Alotau mostly fine to partly cloudy, Popondetta partly cloudy with chances of some rain showers. To the Momasa region, Ley City mostly cloudy with chances of some rain showers, Medang sunny mostly fine to some rain showers, Wewak periods of clouds with rain and possible thunderstorms, Vanimo sunny mostly fine to few showers and possible thunderstorms. To the Nigini Islands region, Lorengau cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms, KVN cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms, Kokopon Rabaul cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms, Kimbe partly cloudy with chances of some rain showers, Buka cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms. To the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City sunny then mostly cloudy with some rain showers, Goroka Bunz and Kundiawa cloudy with periods of rain, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Sunday, the 20th of October, 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.
It's Smile O'Clock. It's Smile O'Clock. Gotta brush our teeth. Time o'clock. It's Smile O'Clock. Smile O'Clock. Time o'clock. So brush, brush, brush. Everybody listen up, up, up. Everybody now brush, brush, brush.
Coming up next. At 7 p.m., a closer look, followed by vanilla farming. 8 p.m., Save the Shark. 9 p.m.,